Hello everyone, Thranxes here, and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included, episode 33, where we gotta touch up a few things, but before I get started into all of that, all of the things that I need to change, I would just like to talk about my channel and how there's been a decline in some of the content uploading recently. Long story short, I've suffered a minor injury, and I've have to be on quite a lot of bed rest, so it's pretty much just a little bit of time that I can squeak out to get one episode done since I didn't have a whole lot in reserve. Um, so hopefully it'll be over soon, and then I'll try to backlog and double post as much as possible to catch up. But just so you know, in the meantime, I am still here, and no, it wasn't bad, and I am recovering, and that's enough of that. Okay, so now back to the game. Um, this I set up like this, trying to have it all kind of focus into one area, but I noticed that was significantly different. Ooh, sorry guys, it's a little hot in there. I noticed was different than how it was set up in Sky Storm's episode, and I thought we'd try it the way that he's got it. I don't know necessarily if it's going to work. The problem is we have a lot of heat in this area, and it's going to be tough to get everything cold without a lot more wheeze words. But as a wise viewer once said, there's no such thing as too many wheeze words. So with that being the case, we are going to go a little wheezewort happy, if you will. One of the things is I don't want to change this entire side area here to insulated tiles. These need to dissipate their heat. And the only way for them to do that is to have a section of their wall that isn't insulated. Otherwise, they're just going to trap all the heat inside. So hopefully that will take care of that. And then other than that, we're going to try to shield as much of this heat as possible by destroying all this other stuff that's just giving off its passive heat. It's a warm temperature. And getting rid of all this. And then just trying to cool this area down with more wheezewort seeds. So that being the case, we're going to need more wheezeworts. So let's look at where we can find some. So this is a little... That's only two away. That's going to end up being bad. So we'll change that. We'll go 3 out from this one. And then we'll just kind of dig up here and see what's up here. We'll likely need an airlock door, I imagine, just to try to keep some of the temperature. Well... No, we don't want the hot air rising up in there if we can help it. And then, of course, I'd like to get this at some point. I don't know when that will be, but I know we're going to need the electricity to get this second system online, and then ultimately to figure out a way to cool everything down, which is what this was supposed to do. Only thing I noticed is it doesn't really cool down much at all. So the water is definitely 10 degrees cooler by the time it gets to the bottom of this little stair step. But that doesn't really... I guess because there's so much water in here, it's going to take time for it to catch up. So what I'll likely do is let this water just run down so that it can get colder and colder. And then what we'll do is we'll add some pumps onto these other geysers with thermo switches to just pump out the water and add little extra bits of water here and there at a time. And same with these. We'll just put thermo switches so that they'll put their water into here as it's at a certain temperature, and hopefully we can get it cool enough. It does appear like it's cooling. It's just going to take a long time. Who is having issues? Cool hands. Bathrooms are right over here, my friend. Let's mop all that, please. Please. Mop, mop, mop. Okay, good. That'll work. What is giving off polluted oxygen over here? Polluted dirt? Sweep that up. Please and thank you. Yeah, let's increase this priority a little bit. Priority 6, please, if you will. Thank you much. A lot of work to be done. We're getting good... okay, there's messes over here, too. We're getting good harvests still. We're doing really well with our surplus food, so I'm not going to fret over this section too much. But I do want to keep it in my thoughts. Which I guess we should do a ladder here. And then more mesh tile like this. And then we can just dig all of this out. Wonderful. You know what? We're probably going to dig all of that out as well. Why not? And then mop it all. Okay. Let's see how we're doing here with oxygen. 53 degrees oxygen coming out of those pipes. Yowzer. That's going to start to heat things up really fast. Yeah, we're going to need more Wheezeworts sooner rather than later. So let's go ahead and give all of this a priority 7. And hopefully we can get up there and get that stuff figured out. I think what we're going to need here, because I want to fill this up with water, but I don't want it to crack and rupture, we're just going to put some abyssalite tiles there, just so they can withstand the force of the water that's going to come down into this little water lock system here. And then, of course, they'll still be able to skip it, but this will allow us to build in here without letting all the natural gas out. That's the plan, anyways. I guess ideally this will need to be blocked off as well. Well, we'll figure all that out in real time. And then, of course, no pinch of peppers being grown, but that's fine, because they're still, even though they're not growing, they're still eating my polluted water, which really, well, let's face it, that was the heart of what they were there for. And it looks like we're still going to start to overflow before long. Oh no, that's probably the clean water here messing with the... Yeah, the clean water is kind of on top. That's okay. That's okay. What are we doing here? So the water is definitely colder. It's coming out 37 degrees. Oh, wait a minute. Exactly. We've got all these pipes interfering with the process. That's exactly what it is. Okay. Let's... Yeah, let's redo this system here. Right. All of you and all of you. We're going to need to redo this. So instead, we're going to let this pipe just handle the stuff in the base. This pipe will feed the air scrubbers. And then that way this pipe will flow more often than what the valve is allowing. I guess we'll go ahead and we'll stick with granite. But what we're going to do is we're going to run it kind of far away from everything. In fact, let's go ahead and run it in the wall here. And then we'll run it like that. I think that'll work. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it was interfering with our cooling, so just needed a slight change. Just a slight one. I'm gonna mop up all this water. Our thimble reeds are doing well. Are we still making clothing? No fabrications queued. So apparently there was a patch, and in the patch notes they said they updated this whole disappearing snazzy suit thing. As you can see, it's still showing they're there, however, and I can click on them, but when I come down here to clothing, you can see it says 0 snazzy suit. So apparently they fixed this from happening in the future, but it doesn't retroactively go back in time and fix the ones that have disappeared. So we'll just have to make more, no big deal. We have plenty of thimblereed fiber. Let's check our power status here. I'm a little shocked that this system isn't producing enough hydrogen to keep both of those hydrogen pumps going. And I've got to believe it's just because they're stopping because the pipes aren't that long. Although they seem to be running pretty well. Pretty much non-stop. How much oxygen did we produce? We almost produced 1,000 last cycle. 700, almost 1,000, almost 1,000. There was 1,000. This will need to be redone, though. We will need longer pipes, and we will need the mixers to be separated a little bit more. I don't know if it's... okay, let's see what duplicants are being offered. Construction, tinkering, strength, creativity, medicine, learning. I think we'll go with this duplicant. Well, let me check my list. I think everybody that has asked to join is joined. So we'll accept Ren, and we'll just put an X here because we know that Ren's really supposed to be somebody else. That's also something I'd like to point out. I have not been able to check the comments in the last 36 hours or so. And again, that's just a function that I have very limited time right now that I can be out of the bed and moving around in between my doses of muscle relaxers. So that being the case, I promise I'll get to everyone's comments eventually, but for now, it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I hope everyone understands. I will eventually, like I said, make it up. I don't know how long it'll take. But I'm starting to feel better, and hopefully I should be getting back to regular uploads tomorrow, hopefully, with any luck. But that being said, if you have left me comments and I haven't responded, again, I sincerely apologize. I will get to everyone's comments in time. So we've got this toasty surroundings. Yeah, and low air pressure sweeping around here. This area needs oxygen too, but it actually needs cold oxygen. But it also needs extra oxygen. There's just not enough oxygen in this area. Okay, I have a thought. What if we make ourselves an algae terrarium, which I really don't like that idea because it's going to take a bunch of water, but we're going to try it anyways. Here, this is going to need a liquid pump, and so is this one. How are we doing here? It's getting kind of cold. Wow, some of this water is getting very cold. 14 degrees. It is bringing the temperature of the water down slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. That's good. That's good. We just need to get rid of more of this passive heat that we're catching from different things. And maybe even some more wheezeworts. You can never have too many wheezeworts. Never ever. We're still doing good on food. Everyone's stress is still somewhat manageable. How is this area going over here? Oh, look at that. 3 more wheezeworts. And more up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. This is what we need right here. So we'll dig these up. That's 4 there. And then we can go ahead and we'll dig across here and get these as well. We just got to look out because this snow will collapse. And that could cause us some issues. Alright, so we've got the makings of our water lock here. Alright, let's go ahead and let's see how this works. I'm going to be ready to build what's laying around. Sedimentary rock. I'm going to be ready to build a tile very quickly at a moment's notice. Nope, everybody's doing that. Okay, here we go. We're starting to get some work done. Because I don't need a lot of this polluted water down here for this airlock. Just enough. So as soon as we get all the water we need, we're gonna plug it up. Quick as we can. Oh, come on. There's just 2 left. Please? Foxheart, thank you very much. Oh, well, that might work out. Let's just watch this in motion for a little bit. Oh, mushroom, you're gonna break it? Okay. That'll work. Okay, well, it's filling up. We just need a little bit more. I think that'll be okay. I don't think we'll need to sit there and watch that. Idle? Who's idle? Oh, Justin B, don't worry, you won't be idle for long. Anti-gravity's gonna get you down. Whoa! Alright, let's abyssalite this up. Look at all that extra heat disappearing out of this carbon dioxide now. Ooh, it's actually cooling off in some of these lower areas. Oh, and it's warming up here. My goodness. Yeah. Oof, this water is getting colder. It's 38.2.1. So the right side is definitely cooling off faster than the left. That's where most of the blue is. Although I'm trying to understand why. I guess there's just more passive heat over here. But now that we've insulated this tile, that shouldn't be the case anymore. At least I wouldn't think. Oh, we just need more... We just need more Weezeworts. Ooh. Should have made it out of gold. Alright. So that was a bad idea. And so was this. Cancel it. Let's try again. We'll go liquid pump out of gold amalgam. How about that? There and... well, you'll go there once that one's destroyed. What is this set to? 42 grams a second? Let's go up to... Let's go up to just 1 kilogram a second. That's what I'm looking for. Although I don't know, that might... Well, it's catch-22, so the more water that flows over here, the less the Weezeworts are going to cool it, but the more cooling effect it'll have down here at the bottom. Because if we're only dripping a few grams a second, sure, it'll get nice and cold, but it'll do little to change the overall temperature of the water. And somehow we got polluted water down in our good water supply. That's not going to work. Let's go ahead and handle that. Please. Starting to see that blue. Alright, that's good. That's good, Zedniak. You can be done. Alright, so now the pump has been updated. And the water is still... No, it's warming up a little bit from where it was. But even still, that's like a 10-degree difference. That's good. That's what we want. 10 degrees caught in a feedback loop. The water is getting cooler. It is. We've just got to find a way to get more of it over here. Oh, look at that. That's not going to do anybody any favors. Okay, so we can go ahead and put this gold amalgam liquid pump over here now. Let's go check out how we are with these Weezeworts. That is the real question. Okay, I would like all of this to be a priority, to be honest. So we're just going to priority 9 all of this. I know I shouldn't priority 9 it, but I want this stuff. I want it really bad, so let's make that happen. Please and thank you. We're up to 22. At this point, I think we're going to disable the building. We're still doing okay with oxygen. Not even looking at the report, but just we're very high pressurized over here with oxygen, which hopefully means these tubes will back up soon, and they'll stop pumping hot air into the base, but it'll still be there if we need them to be. Batteries are still full. And then we're going to find something to do with this carbon dioxide. So what I had in mind here, sort of a gas pump that will filter stuff out, right? So if it's carbon dioxide, we'll filter it into this carbon dioxide line. If it's natural gas, we'll filter it into this natural gas line. And eventually we'll have to do the same thing with chlorine. Who is suffocating? Okay. Just making sure that everyone's all right. Now, what's going on here? Craig? Can you not get out? Okay. I see what the problem is. You're okay, Craig. Just keep the hope. No, these, over here. There you go. Okay, now everyone can mop up and everything will be fine. Whew! Dangerous. We also need to sweep up all of these. And then mop up this as well. Terra Crew, you're fine. Go ahead and exit. Yeah, I was going to say, there's plenty of exits for you. I wonder how much heat... I wonder how much heat an algae deoxidizer would produce. 7.5 watts. You know what? Let's try it for a bit, just to oxygenate the room, I think. Yeah, just for a bit. Now who's... Oh, Zedniak, no. How does this happen? Okay, well, go ahead and dig those out. So that way you have nowhere to go. Dig this one, too. Please. Come on. Somebody dig it out. Come on. You could do it. Okay, now dig this one out. Look at that. You'll be fine. Keep the faith. Just dig out the block you're on. You can do it. This is a 9, right? Thank you, M. Keggy. Thank you. He needed the assist, apparently. All right, let's plan out. Oh, look at that. There's our lock, and the water here is done. So now what we can do is we can go ahead and block this up with tiles. Wonderful. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to climb into this here. As soon as this tile is done. And then we'll have another natural gas geyser at our disposal. Which, to be fair, we probably should mop all of this up first. And then... I think we'll just ladder down like that. Yeah, that'll work. But let's do this tile of sedimentary rock first, please. The last thing I want is the natural gas to billow out of here and then ruin the whole purpose of that water lock. And I know everybody's going to get, you know, soaking wet and soggy feet as soon as they pass through the water lock, but with luck, they won't be passing through it very often. How are we doing over here? Batteries are looking good. Oxygen is just overwhelming. And vents are starting to be overpressurized, which is good because we need that heat to stop. How are we doing here? 40 degrees. Doesn't seem like it's cooled very much. Still 10 degrees cooler as it's entering this area. Alright. So we're just going to have to get more wheezewort seeds planted in this area here. Not sure exactly how I want to do this. I think this is about how I want it to look. And then what? Then one would go here, and then one would go over here. That's kind of their only way to get there, so we'll have to dig this out and get rid of that. That's fine. Alright, let's see. Do we have seeds ready for planting? We do. Wheezewort seed plant at a 9. Copy here. Thank you. And let's see, we're going to need another flower vase. Granite, yep, right over here. And then what, one here, and one here, and one there. That, if that doesn't cool this area down tremendously, then we're just, we're just making a bed in a burning house at that point. There's not going to be much hope for cooling this area down. Which I don't know if we're going to be able to or not. It might just be too hot. It might be that we need to... Oh, wait a second. Why wouldn't we relocate our water cistern to an area that's already naturally cold? We could just make a big cistern here, clear cut this area, make a big cistern out of wolframite gas permeable tiles. This area is already cold and surrounded by abyssalite. That could be something we want to experiment with. Indeed. I think first and foremost, we'll get the proof of concept down here. We'll experiment a little bit more with this cooling. And then once we've determined that this area cannot be cooled any better than it is, because look, this water is so warm. So it's coming out of the pipe at 38 degrees. And then look at this, it's 23 degrees here. Oh, and there's 30 degrees. Right, so it's like mixing and then, yeah. And it still just doesn't seem to be cooling down this water very well at all. And this is where not getting to read the comments is really going to bite me, because I haven't been able to read the comments since last episode. And I'll bet money that somewhere in the comments is a solution to this problem. Where somebody is saying, hey, Thranxes, Knucklehead, you forgot about X, Y, or Z aspect of this cooling system. No, I think we'll end up moving it anyways, though. Instead of trying to cool down that whole area that's hot with all those geysers, we'll just reroute all our water up here and make a giant cistern in this area. We'll leave... No, I don't really want to leave any of the ice, but there's all this cold air already. I feel like that could be a really easy way to get the air to cool down. Hey, we got another snazzy suit. This one will be for Foxheart. Go ahead. Alright, how are we doing now? I'm seeing more blue. But I'm not... Well, the area is going to get cooled off one way or the other. But seriously, this is a lot of Wheezeworts. If this can't take care of this area, then what are we doing here? 15 degrees, 15 degrees. Some of these areas, that's 10 degrees. But you can see the area right above this water is still really hot. Because the water itself is fairly hot. I mean, we're talking about starting at 38 degrees here. Pardon me. And we're still looking at 40 degrees up top. 42, 41. Still are cooling this right side off more than the left. Let's get our last few Wheezeworts in place, and then we'll be ready to relocate the whole darn thing. Yeah, I think it's time we started planning on clear-cutting this area already. We could use the wolframite and the cold air. 2, 3, 4. So we'll just get this whole area laid out with ladders. We're just going to make quick work of this whole area. Okay, and then we'll start from here. Down. And I don't want to dig up the abyssalite, though. As much as we need abyssalite, I'd like to get it from some other location. Here, if I start here, I should be able to dig like that, and then same with this. Everybody can just get to digging. Dig, dig, dig. Yeah, we'll dig out that little bit. What's that, snow? Yeah, that'll come falling down. That's okay. A little snow never hurt anybody. It's that cold CO2 I worry about. Okay, so we'll let that area start to be clear cut. And here we go. We've got our natural gas kind of trapped in here. So what we can do, because we're going to need more power, so we can get ourselves our gas pump situated here with atmospheric switch here. And then what we'll do is we'll wire the wires to go like this. All the way down into here, and then we'll figure out what to do with them after that. I'm not going to worry about it just yet. And then same with the gas pipe. It'll just follow. What are we on? Granite? No. No. I don't necessarily know what the temperature is going to be. Yeah, 34 degrees. We don't need to use granite though. Let's stick with oh, we're using a lot of our sedimentary rock. Okay, we'll go with igneous. At this point though, we're getting to where we're going to need to start clear cutting stuff just to get materials. So as much as I've been kind of putting it off because it's going to take a lot of time, we might just assign this huge area to clear cut, and then we might just skip a little bit of time off camera. I'm hesitant to do that though, because there's a lot of little stuff that happens day to day, people getting their heads caught in tiles and, you know, snafus with power and food and all of that. And I'd like to share that with everyone. I don't like people to miss that. No seed available. Really? It's looking pretty cold over here. Still the same story. The water is 10 degrees colder at the bottom. And it's not really changing the temperature of the water here at all. Could be because these tiles are already really warm. Is that sandstone? 35.2. And this one is 40.9, because if you notice the water over here is closer to 35 and the water over here is closer to 40. At this point, we could just be soaking up heat from the sandstone, which means if we're behind the curve on the temperature, it could take a little bit extra time to balance itself out. Let's put this on auto, you're on auto, and you're on auto, please, and thank you. Where's those Weezwort seeds at? Oh, please don't get trapped up here. My goodness. So treacherous. There's some more Weezwort seeds, and over there. We'll worry about those as time goes on. But for now, I want to clear cut this whole area. Or most of it. You know, maybe not all of it, but most of it. And we'll just do it at a 5. I don't necessarily want it to take away from other priorities, but I would like it to get done. And we'll just cut 1 on this side. Same as this side, just 1 over here. And we'll see what's further up here. Maybe we can find another natural gas geyser. I'm worried that between the AC units and how much power these oxygen systems use, that we're eventually going to run out of electricity. Now I know that these provide hydrogen, which keeps everything running, but eventually these vents will reach max pressure, at which point the electrolyzers will back up, at which point the hydrogen will stop flowing to the generators. So you only get electricity from these hydrogen generators as long as you're consuming more oxygen than you're creating. So kind of a little bit of a dicey situation. Well, here it is in all of its glory, if you could call it that. It's not exactly performing the way we would want. The water really doesn't seem to be getting cooled down much at all, but we're going to let the water level continue to sink as we try to redirect some of our geyser water to other locations, which is really just going to be a matter of thermo switches here and here. And let's see, where else? We're going to get one. We're going to do one here. I'm on gold, yep. And then there's another one over here, I believe. Right here. And we're just going to tell them, hey, as long as your water is below 50 degrees, go ahead and send it. Because these areas should cool to 50 degrees naturally over time. Same with this one. It's taken its time because we've limited the heat, but once we can put granite all the way around this should be granite, yeah. Once we get rid of this fiasco and we put granite all the way around this, then in that situation we'll be able to actually let these dissipate their heat a little faster. Same here. But that is where we're going to wrap things up. Feel free to give me feedback in the comments. Like I said, I probably won't get to it tonight, but probably tomorrow, most likely. That's what I'm betting on anyways. So I hope, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a good time watching. As always, I've had a good time playing, despite needing to get back to bed and rest up so that I can heal. I always have fun, especially sharing with you guys. Come back next episode where we will attempt to figure out this temperature situation again. At this point, I'm determined to find a realistic way to deal with temperature, and I feel like setting up a giant area in the ice biome is where it's going to be. Feel free to let me know in the comments. Hopefully I'll be able to read them tomorrow before I record the videos for tomorrow, and hopefully I'll get to make up on all the videos I missed while I've been in recovery. Thank you so much for staying with me even through times when I'm not able to keep up with the content. But until next time, take care.